What is going on, Flex Zone family? It's your boy, God's favorite host, the host of the Moist, back here on the Flex Zone Podcast YouTube channel, the only place giving you your sports how you want it, you need it. Happy Saturday for you. We're a little less than 24 hours away from kickoff as the Baltimore Ravens travel up to Foxborough, Massachusetts to take on the New England Patriots in Week 3 of the 2022 NFL season. And I'm here to break it all down for you as only we can here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Welcome all our new subscribers. Hit that like button. Leave us a like. Hit that thumbs up. And hit that bell. Know when we're live for all videos, as we will be live for the post-game show tomorrow after the Ravens and the Patriots. And I appreciate everybody again for all the feedback last week. A lot of love on the Ravens Dolphins content. A lot of love from Week 1 as well as the Jets. So appreciate all of you guys for your continued support of the channel and the brand. A lot of big things coming, but let's not waste any time. Let's get into it, guys. Before I get into this game specifically, I wanted to recap the injury report, the news that happened with the Ravens. We know they did sign Jason Pierre-Paul. Great move. I've been saying they needed to sign a guy like him, maybe a guy like Ndamukong Suh to get after the pass rush, to help with the defensive line, to help at outside linebacker as we are thin, especially with some injuries and guys returning from injuries. JPP, I think, is still a guy who can help out and maybe even be more of an impact than Justin Houston is there, because this is Justin Houston. He's given his first 2 or 3 quarters. So about a fourth quarter, he's there. He's just being a citizen, basically. JPP is kind of in that same vein, but JPP still has some athleticism. But I think he can eventually help this team out, even if it starts out with only 20, 25 plays. JPP, I think, can help this pass rush. And I think up to the edge against the run as well. But we'll see. Looks like he's not going to play this week because the physical hasn't gone through yet, and he hasn't even been introduced yet by the team. He worked out on Tuesday. It appears that he will not play tomorrow against the Patriots, as he still has to pass his physical. Hasn't been introduced by the team, and it looks like the conditions of the contract aren't technically official, but looks like it could be around 5-6 million for JPP. So we won't see him this week. He'll probably make his debut next week against the Bills, but we'll talk about more of that when we hear about it. But let's look at the news on the injury front. Glad we have JPP, so I'm giving Eric DeCosta an A for that signing. And I think more moves are set to come for this Ravens team, especially as we head towards the trade deadline. Now, as far as J.K. Dobbins and Ronnie Stanley, John Harbaugh gave updates. He gave updates Friday. He said it remains unclear when they'll make their debuts. Obviously, Dobbins practiced fully for the second straight week, and Harbaugh said, and I quote, "He's working hard. I'm happy how he's working," Harbaugh said. "We have certain parameters that we're looking at and things like that, and it's not going to be long." So those words, those quotes, those sayings make me feel like there are things the Ravens, from an analytical standpoint, want from J.K. Dobbins. Maybe his explosion, maybe his burst, maybe his cutting ability, maybe his ability to get off the ball, his ability when he runs routes. They're looking for from an analytical and performance aspect that he may not quite be at yet, which is okay. We thought he was going to play last week. He was in my keys to the game. I thought he would play this week for sure, but it looks like they may sit him out at least another week, maybe save him to come back against Buffalo in week 4 potentially. And I would rather wait until JK is 100% than to put him out there at 70 to 80 or 85%, because yes, 80% J.K. Dobbins is better than what we have now at the running back position, but you don't want him enabling or, in my opinion, being lackluster, because the way the offensive line is not getting much push with the run game, I think J.K. Dobbins doesn't need to be getting hit as much as he possibly could, like these other guys, as soon as the ball is snapped and they're not getting any push up front. Let him be 100%. Let him have that burst. Let him have that explosiveness. If it's week 4, fine. If it is week 3, fine. He obviously will think he's 100%. I think he does want to get back out there, but there could be some hesitancy after an injury like that. But I do think J.K. Dobbins is closer than this other guy, Ronnie Stanley. But Dobbins, if we don't see him this week, I think we'll see him within the next week or 2. Harbaugh added that Stanley will play when he feels like he's ready to go out there and be Ronnie Stanley at his best. Sounds like it's a mental thing with Ronnie Stanley. The videos looks like he is ready to go, but I just will believe it when I see it at this point. I'm really going to stop talking about it because it looks like he's not going to play this week. Does he play next week against Buffalo? Does he play week 5 against Cincinnati in prime time? No clue. Lamar Jackson started the week on the injury report with an arm sleeve, but he practiced fully Thursday and Friday, removed from the injury report. So QB1 will be in the saddle. And Humphrey was dealing with a groin injury last week, sat out 15 snaps. Marcus Peters did return, easing his way back in. He practiced fully Friday. Marcus Peters, as did Humphrey. So they're listed as questionable. They'll play. Brandon Stevens didn't play last week. He practiced fully for the first time Friday after being limited Wednesday and Thursday. And Pepe Williams, ankle. They're both questionable. So we could get Brandon Stevens and still have Pepe Williams. Devin Duvernay clear from concussion protocol. Thank God we need him in the receiver game, as you'll see with my keys, especially in the return game. As you saw last week, that would have been a big loss. Returning the kickoff 103 yards. There's things he can do with the punting game as well. Bateman missed practice Friday, but that was a personal issue. He will play Sunday. And also, last but not least, looks like Travis Jones could make his debut finally to help with the defensive line. He practiced fully all week. He could see his first regular season game action. He was a standout in training camp, suffered a hyperextended knee in training camp week 2 on August 21st. He's been working his way back now for a month, which the Ravens like when it comes to guys working their way back. A good month or so of practice, then they'll be ready for game action. Now, let's get to the game. It's going to be a beautiful day up in Massachusetts, a beautiful day up in Foxborough. It will be in the 60s. Will be a nice, beautiful day for football. We know the New England Patriots fans will be drunk. They'll be disturbing the peace as they always do. They will be up for it. It's a home opener. We know Bill Belichick is great in home openers. And they said the same thing last week about John Harbaugh being great in home openers and great in September and all those graphics and fancy numbers, and the Ravens still went on to blow that game. So there is a chance that the Ravens can go in here and win at Foxborough. Let's not forget last time the Ravens were in Foxborough, that rainy, ugly Sunday night game against Cam Newton's Patriots. The Ravens lost that game, and the Ravens just looked terrible all around, couldn't snap the ball, turnovers, couldn't run the football, which we probably will see Bill Belichick try to stop the Ravens from doing today, and just was no big plays on offense as well. The Patriots, they struggle offensively, and I think the Ravens, if they do what they're supposed to do, they should win this football game, in my opinion. I feel confident about that because the Patriots offense to me has no type of explosive plays like the Dolphins we saw, like even Flacco threw for over 300 yards. I think the Patriots have no type of offensive weapons, in my opinion, that should scare us, honestly. And the offensive line is nothing to write home about either. And we know Bill Belichick likes to run the football. They don't really have a running back or anybody that is going to scare me. And we don't know who's running their offense. Is it Matt Patricia, the pencil man, Coach Pencil? Is it Joe Judge? Not really a judge, not any good as Aaron Judge, but we saw what he did with the Giants. I don't see his offense scaring me. So I think the Ravens should be favored in this game. I think the line has moved to around 3 points, but Ravens come into this game having to get a win and not wanting to fall to 0-1-2 after last week. Let's get to those keys to the game. I know you guys are waiting for them. On offense, number one, got to find a running back. We know Lamar Jackson can run the football, but we know Bill Belichick is not going to allow Lamar Jackson to beat him with his legs. Now, with that being said, is it going to be more Justice Hill last week on the postgame show? We said Justice Hill, he was the most productive running back. Let's get more Justice Hill. Let's bring up a Tyler Beatty from the practice squad. Let's see what these guys can possibly do with this offense. Let's see if we can get some explosive plays out of some of these guys. Mike Davis, I think he's done. He could be sent down to the practice squad and keep him until Dobbins comes back and cut him, honestly, in my opinion. Drake, I would still like to see him used, but not maybe running between the tackles because he's not a between the tackles guy. Maybe use him more on outside zones. Maybe use him on some pitch plays, some tosses. If you can create that edge with the offensive line, especially on the right side with Moses and Zyler, you might be able to do that and have Linderbaum pulling. I also want to see what they do with, like I said, Justice Hill. He can get the ball out of the backfield, screen, jump off the bar if they bring pressure, if they will try to beat the ball. Let's see more Justice Hill. Let's see some Beatty. Let's see Drake get some outside opportunities. And Mike Davis. Never thought he was. Find a runner. Second one, 424 points. I think if they can score 24 points, this team should be a good shit. I really don't see the Patriots getting things offensively being able to score with 20 on our defense, even though they haven't much of a line last week and haven't given up a lot of good plays. I think the Ravens defense is set up nicely to play against this offense. I love the Patriots defense. So I think if they can score 24 points, they'll be a good shit. Handle what Belichick throws at you. You know he's a mass athlete. You know he's the greatest coach of all time. And you know he's not going to let Jackson beat you. Which kind of plays into the Ravens because they've been doing a hell of a job throwing the football, big top, very on the big top, like that. The first they've been throwing the ball pretty well. So the Ravens are kind of now a throw first team because of the personnel and the lack of a running game until Dobbins probably comes back. It kind of plays into their hands. So, hey, you want the Ravens to drop back and throw 40, 45 times? Lamar might pick you apart and throw for over 300, close to 400 yards and eat you up. And that goes into handling the crowd. We know it's going to be their first home game. We know they're going to be loud. They're going to be rowdy. They're going to be disturbing the peace. Be calm. Know your snap counts. No delay of game penalties. No false start penalties. Handle the crowd. Don't give this team this opportunity for the crowd to get into the game to give this team life and give them momentum. And my last offensive key is wide receivers and tight ends. Got to win one-on-one. We know Bill Belichick is going to collapse that pocket, keep Lamar inside of it, and play tight, press man, one-on-one on the outside. Bateman, looks like you're going to play. I need more plays from you like we saw last week. Duvernay, you made some plays the past couple weeks. You're clear from concussion protocol. Let's see what you got. Andrews, I know you can win one-on-one. I ain't worried about you too much. And if anything, they'll probably pay a lot of attention to Andrews in the past game, maybe double him, bracket him a lot. So we'll probably see a situation where Isaiah Likely, you did good last week. You're coming along, Rook. I expect you to be even better this week. And maybe some Nick Boyle. I keep saying it each week. Get him on the field as well, if anything, to help block Lamar Jackson. Because they do have some guys. Judon, former Raven, he can get pressure on the quarterback, so we have to keep an eye on Judon at all times. We know he wants to make a statement this game, even more so than any other game playing against his former team. But you got to keep Judon and the rest of that defense in check because the Patriots defense is damn good. Let's go to defense. No mental errors. We saw this last week. Mental errors, miscommunications on the back end, guys not in right position, guys not on their assignments, guys not doing their job. Take a Bill Belichick quote. And with that being said, the next one, no big plays. We saw a lot of big plays last week. Unexcusable big plays due to mental errors, but no big plays. Please don't give this offense any life. Don't give Mac Jones any life with Aguilar or Henry or any of these other guys that he has to get any type of momentum, any type of confidence that a Jacoby Myers that they can make these plays against our defense. Play 4 quarters. The Ravens defense was good for the first 3 quarters. But that fourth quarter, things fall apart, just like the great book. And they definitely did for the Ravens. Get off the field on third down is my next key. Got to get off the field on third down against this team. You got to get some 3-and-outs. Keep them off the field. Let your offense control the time of possession. And last but not least, I find the pass rush. Oh, wait. You need to get a sack. Isaiah Wynn is their right tackle. I think you have the speed and athleticism to beat him off the ball. I think he's a little slow getting off the ball. Can't match your athleticism. Owe, we need a sack from you. Matter of fact, I'm calling it right now. Owe will get a sack tomorrow because, boy, does he need one. Matabike, where were you last week? We need you to pressure the quarterback. Mr. Campbell, we know you're not done yet. Let's see what you got left. We need you to get some pass rush. Travis Jones, hopefully he can give us 15 to 20 plays. Let's see what you can do up front. Whoo, Michael Pierce. Come on now. Give me something up front. Please, 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 please. I need something. Broderick Washington, give me something. The front seven, Patrick Queen, Malik Harrison, we got to get pressure on Mac Jones, make him uncomfortable. Yes, he does have some athleticism, so he can get outside the pocket and make plays. So don't let him escape, contain, and make plays with his legs or make plays outside the pocket by extending plays for his receivers to get open because you can't cover guys forever or possibly for them to just get momentum and keep that crowd in the game where they feel like they can keep this game going. And last but not least, special team. You know I got to show love to the special teams because when you're on the road, you pack your defense and your special teams and you'll have a chance to win like the great Lou Holtz always said. Special teams win a kicking game. Make your field goals, Tucker. Kickoffs. Don't let them return the ball. And last but not least, Jordan Stout didn't play too well last week. He wasn't the reason we lost, but his punts weren't the best that we saw from week one. It happens to the best of us. We've had off weeks, all of us in our lives. He had a bad week. He's still a rookie, only played 2 NFL games. That game was not as good as the first one, but I think it'll be ideal conditions tomorrow for him to make better punts. Hopefully he doesn't have to punt as much because we're scoring points, scoring up and down the field, getting field goals, getting touchdowns. But if there's a situation where we do need to punt because there will be probably some field position battles, I could definitely see that happening where Jordan Stout is needed to make better punts. So just make better punts, Jordan Stout. We have faith in you here on the Flex Zone podcast. We think you'll do just fine and win a kicking game. As I said, let's go through these keys again before I give my prediction, guys. Appreciate you rocking with me again. Offense, find a running back. Secondly, score 24 points. Third, handle what Belichick throws at you. Fourth, handle the crowd. And fifth, wide receivers, tight ends, gotta win one-on-one. Defensively, no mental errors. Next, no big plays. Third, play 4 quarters. Fourth, get off the field on third down. And fifth, find a pass rush. And maybe create a turnover with that pass rush. We could use that. Marcus Williams on the back end has been fantastic. Got to shout you out, brother. You look like a great signing from Eric DeCosta. Love your play, man. I loved him in New Orleans. Thought he was a big kid, and he's showing why he's one of the best safeties in the league. Special teams, win the kicking game, make your kicks, and don't let them return punts and kicks fairly into your territory. And last but not least, those special teams, better punts from Jordan Stout. Now, let me give you my prediction for the Ravens game. I did say last week that game could have went either way, and if it was in Miami, I probably would pick Miami. I kind of felt like they had a legit chance, but when we were up 28-7, 35-14, I thought it was no way the Ravens was going to blow this game because we just don't do that. And that was the first time in 11 plus years that somebody has blown that type of lead in the fourth quarter. So it happens. 1-1 with my predictions for the Ravens so far this end this young season. Picked them to beat the Jets, picked them to beat the Dolphins. So I'm 1-1. I'm going down with the ship. I'm righting the wrongs. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens to win again. I have the Ravens with the score of, I know I said they need to get at least 24, so I'm going to give them 27. The Ravens 27, and I'm going to give the Patriots, with their offense, I'll give them 27. Ravens, Patriots, I'll say 27-20. Ravens 27, Patriots 20. Ravens win by a touchdown. Ravens, like I said, they don't necessarily blow teams out, and I think this game will be pretty low scoring, pretty tight, pretty defensive oriented early on through maybe the first 2.5, 3 quarters. But I think by the fourth quarter, the Ravens will figure it out offensively, start to get going. I think they will throw the ball a lot more because I don't think they'll be able to find much success running the football, especially without J.K. Dobbins or Hill or Beatty or anybody getting big gains on running the football. And I don't think Lamar's going to be able to run the football much. If Lamar gets over 50 rushing yards, I'll be surprised. It means he probably broke one, but I think they're going to just contain him in the pocket. If anything, he'll maybe get 3 to 5 yards here, 6, 7 yards here, but it ain't going to be many runs for Lamar. So if he carries the ball probably more than 5 or 6 times, I'll be surprised either way because they're going to keep him in the pocket. But I'm going Ravens 27, Patriots 20. I do think the Patriots will get a couple touchdowns just because they're at home and the momentum, and they'll get some plays here and there. And like I said, if our defense doesn't create a pass rush, it will create some opportunities for them. But I just think Lamar putting up MVP numbers the first 2 weeks of the season, he will continue to do more of the same. We have Lamar, the other team doesn't. That's what it comes down to. I think the Ravens coaching staff will hold their own against Belichick because I don't have faith in Patricia or Joe Judge calling the offense. I think they will make mistakes. The Ravens do get a turnover, do create some pressure, maybe get a defensive touchdown to help with that 27. They make their kicks from Justin Tucker. Stout has better punts. Lamar Jackson can throw for 2 touchdowns, and we can run for 1 more if possible. Maybe 2 passing Lamar touchdowns, a defensive touchdown, 2 field goals from Tucker, and the Patriots can't keep up with the Ravens. Like I said, Ravens 27, Patriots 20, a 7-point victory for the Ravens. Let me know in the comments your prediction and your score for tomorrow's Ravens road game, week 3. Guess New England Patriots game. I'm going with the Ravens. After picking week 3, I'm going to pick them again. Before we interested, because that's the Bills. We'll talk about that when we cross that bridge. And I have the Baltimore Ravens winning 27-20, going up to Foxborough, avenging the loss from a few years back on Sunday Night Football as well. Don't forget, Lamar's in really close to Belichick as well with Brady. I think Lamar, when he's playing like he's supposed to, he can overcome Bill Belichick. Great mind and a great block. With the game plan you will provide. Hit the thumbs up, y'all. Leave a like if you heard anything you liked, you didn't like, you agree with, you disagree with. Let me know in the comments. Hit the bell. You know when we're live. We'll be live tomorrow after the Ravens Patriots game for the post game show. Myself, Big Raj, and Deal Thomas. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Please hit the subscribe button. Welcome all our new subscribers. The Flex Zone Podcast, the only place to get reviews, sports, how you want to repeat it. At the Flex Zone 1 on Twitter and Instagram. The Flex Zone Podcast on TikTok. The Flex Zone 1 at gmail.com. Guest ideas, want to sponsor the show, let us know. And if you want to be part of the post-game show, let us know also. And Cash App, the Flex on One. Again, God's favorite host, getting ready to sign out. Ravens Patriots tomorrow, less than 24 hours away. I'm going with the Ravens 27-20. Give me your predictions down in the comments. Any other thoughts, any other input on the injuries, key plays to the game, players you're looking forward to seeing. What do you think is going to happen with the Ravens and Patriots tomorrow? I'm predicting the Ravens victory. Have a great Saturday, guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow after the Ravens and Patriots doing the Baltimore Ravens post-game show on the Flex On Podcast YouTube channel. Leave a like, hit the bell, leave a comment, and subscribe, y'all. Peace.